get upset on the internet. You're a salt adult. You're a salt adult.
Hi everybody, welcome to RetroStation 1989. I'm Commander Dan, the commander and lone human inhabitant of the RetroStation. And this is, of course, my pickups and the news. Way too late news. Well, this news just came hot off the wire, like less than a couple hours ago. Apparently, I suck. I'm terrible at my job, which is kind of odd, since I'm not terrible at my job. But I'm apparently terrible at YouTube, based upon the criteria of a very, very smart person, Flat Earth Gamer, who has a lot of subs. He's got like more than 300 subscribers to his channel, and he told me that I've been owned. Is what the children call it. I think I've been owned to my face. And even when I'm wearing my cool Pikachu hat, I got owned. You know, it sucks to be owned so much. I feel like a parcel of land in the late 1900s in Oklahoma. Very owned, very, very owned by a guy who believes that the fucking earth is flat. You know how that feels? No, you probably don't. Because nothing so ridiculous has ever happened to you, I guarantee it. But yes, Flat Earth Gamer, you're right. I have been on YouTube for 7 years. And in that 7 years of having a channel on YouTube, I have only amassed less than 400 subscribers, except I haven't. I think I've got 417. And I've got so few that I do count them. And yes, I did drop a mention about one of my videos having 300,000 views, because it's the craziest freaking thing about my channel, that I have a fucking video with 300,000 views and no one else fucking subscribes to my channel. Which means you're probably right. In 7 years, I'm terrible. I must not have done my job well. Which is good if you're making a slam book in the 5th grade, but I'm going to do what I do, which is be kind. I looked at your channel. I would advise getting a new camera. I couldn't bring myself to click play on any of your stuff. Number one, it all seems like your name-droppy drama creation system is a self-fulfilling prophecy, so I'm only going to mention you here now to correct you on a few things that you said that were unkind and false. Number one, this isn't my job. So when I talk about to another hobbyist, such as Generation X Gaming, about this being our hobby, I want this hobby to become a job. I would love to be paid for it. Doing this professionally would kick ass. And if you're doing this as a hobby and you won't admit that doing this for a profession would kick ass, you're lying to yourself and you're being disingenuous. Generation X Gaming also agrees with me on that point. You can check out the reply section. Second, I did just record like a 30-minute video where I lambasted you. And I don't need to. I don't. But I'm going to correct the fucking record here, because I don't like when people say shit like e-beggar. I hate that shit. Because I didn't beg for a fucking thing to get my channel, to get my stuff, to make the stuff that I make, even if nobody watches it ever. That is the true definition of a hobby, by the way. I'm doing it for me. And because I think it's funny, and when people watch it, they do think it's funny. I may not have gained a lot of subscribers, but I hardly ever lose subscribers. I haven't lost them in bulk yet. So I appreciate your comments, but let's talk about facts before we talk about whatever the hell you think you were doing when you were owning me just now, or burning me real good. I get a quaver in my voice because I'm so very devastated and burned. Made me have a sad. But anyway, dude, first of all, the video that I was speaking about, I don't know if you ever watched it. I know you scoped out my channel, which, by the way, thanks. Just taking a look helps me out. It helps me get into the algorithm and helps other people see my channel. So even if you hate what you see it. Comment on every video about how much you hate it. I'll block you, of course, if you start saying things that I go, it's a little too much. But you doing it for a little while is called engagement. It's part of the whole program here, so I love it. looks like the drama was just me saying something to somebody who isn't you. But you jumped in and wanted to talk anyway, so let's talk. First, that fella in the 300,000 hit video is my buddy Chris Rager. It's actually pronounced Rager. So all the jokes on that video, which I've left up because I think they're funny, his actual last name is Rager, like ragu. But not like ragu, it's just Rager, Chris Rager. He's the voice of Mr. Satan in Dragon Ball Z, and he was also the voice of Mr. Torg in Borderlands, and still is, as a matter of fact. And now he's also one of the voices in, how was resurrected as a slime, right? I think that's what it is. I've watched a bunch of the first season, but I have so many things going on that I don't quite remember. He plays the legendary dragon at the very beginning of the show. That's him. How did I meet him? Well, that's going to be the funny part, you see. This channel isn't my job. I've said that. It's my hobby. My job is actually a professional illustrator. I'll show you here. Here's the book that, this is my copy of the book. And I wanted to show you the sketches, though. I don't want to hold up the whole book because one of the guys on the cover is green, and I don't want it to look like crap, so. But this is called Icons, Superpowered Role-Playing. You can go check it out on Amazon. It was published by Green Ronin. Those are the guys who published the Expanse role-playing game and the Song of Ice and Fire role-playing game and the other book that I illustrated, Orc, 2nd edition. So when I say that what you imagine you were talking about, you have no basis in reality, I'm telling the truth. You're talking much like your flat earth nonsense out of your butt. So Chris and I met at a convention over in Michigan. Suffice to say, I'd been going for a few years. At that point, it had been 4, I think. It's my 4th year at that convention as a guest. And Chris was there that year. I think he had been in at years past, and we got along real good. Went out to dinner, hung out, and we became friends. That's how it happens, really, when you're hanging out with people, and you like them, and they like you. I'm sure you have many friends, Flat Earth. I'm sure you do. You seem very kind. So, anyway, that's how Chris and I met. So, when you said that wasn't even my video, you're wrong. It is my video. In fact, it's based on a joke that the Game Chasers had in one of their videos, where they went to a convention dressed as Star Trek characters, and they had Tom Jane, the guy who played Punisher in the 2000s movie The Punisher, not the TV show, say, I'm Jane and I don't watch the Game Chasers. He looked like he was royally pissed. So I got the bright idea, anytime I interact with famous people, like I'm hanging out with them or just meet them at a convention, because I go to a lot of conventions because of my job, I'll have them say, my name is such and such, and I never watch the Game Chasers. I even have a video of the Nostalgia Critic saying the wrong thing, which is really funny to me. I'm the Nostalgia Critic, and I never watched the Game Changers. Still very, very funny. Still one of my favorite videos. Still kind of hidden on my channel. You can probably find it. In fact, I might have even put it in a compilation that I made for them. But I've got Mankind from WWE. I've got Eric Bischoff. I've got Jimmy Cornette, who did it because we had a conversation at C2E2, which I'll be back at with my professional badge. Oh, gee, do I have one of those here? I must have. Oh, that's my Gen Con badge. Oh, here's my Pro 3-day badge. There's my first C2E2 where I went as press for a website that I wrote for. So look, buddy, I know you felt big telling me I've been doing this for 7 years. Fact is, I've only been doing it for 1 year. If that, I don't even know how long I've been doing License to Play, which is the show that I was doing here. I was also streaming live, and I had a couple people watch. My folks, my wonderful, wonderful, wonderful moderators. That would be Stuttering Stick and Drake Red. They've been watching me since almost day one, and they try to tell people on my channel. I don't know. Maybe people just don't want to watch what I'm putting out there. Maybe I'm putting out shit that's not that great. Maybe I'm putting out shit. It could be. I'm willing to admit that I might be terrible at this, but what I'm not terrible at is my actual job, which is a professional illustrator. I just published something this month, as a matter of fact. I'm working on a board game and a couple other things as well. My life is very good, and what I hope, honestly, Flat Earth Gamer, is that your life is good too, man. I hope that you gain success on your channel. I subscribe to your channel. And again, I can't watch your videos, buddy. You need a better camera. I just won't sit down and watch a video that seems to be a bunch of negativity about people you don't know. And I don't know if that's just trying to, because you get more views than I do, that's for sure. But I've never dropped someone's name to get somebody to tune into a video. I mean, I did pay Chris Statlander from AEW a cameo to cameo in my video. But I have other guests that did it for free. That'd be Keith Apicary, a.k.a. Nathan Barnett. So, whoever you think you are, I hope you get to be that. Because I'm that already. I'm who I think I am, which is a professional illustrator who does YouTube. And I do a fucking good job at it. I don't beg people for anything. I'm not an e-beggar. But I am putting time and effort into this to become the best I can at it. And if the best I can only amounts to 417 subscribers, then that's what I do. But I felt the same when all I had was 99 subscribers. So, Flat Earth Gamer, this was for you. A little bit of kindness instead of anger. So you didn't need anger. You need to see where I was coming from. Oh, and this is my badge from 2019's Midwest Gaming Classic. I got to meet Arlo there. He also recorded something for the Game Chasers that day. And we actually had a whole interview. We did a puppet-to-puppet interview. I was still trying to figure out what my channel was going to be then. Yeah, so, I mean, yeah, I've been around for a while. At least 2 years. But I didn't quite have it down what I wanted to do. And now I do. And now I do it every week. In fact, everyone else who's watching this wondering what I'm going to finish up with, a flourish or an insult or something, I'm not. I'm just going to remind everyone there's going to be 2 episodes of License to Play this week. Back to back. There's going to be 2 episodes of Pickups this week. Back to back. This will be the first one, though. The second one's a big, long video where I unbox a really cool thing that I got from, well, I was at a convention 2 weeks ago. It's called Gamehole Con in Madison, Wisconsin. This one's in Milwaukee because I'm local. It makes it a lot easier. And then in December, I will be a professional invited person down at C2E2 with my wife. I hope you can make it. I hope you're invited to a convention for all the work that you're doing on your channel because you're doing such a lot of work. But, like I said, doesn't really seem to be my thing because it's a lot of opinion about people you don't know and people that I kind of do know. And, you know, calling people pigs and stuff, that's kind of rough, man. Just try kindness. Kindness works. It's worked for me. Now, that being said, we're going to get on to my pickups here in just a second. Oh, but did I remind you that I will be at the Midwest Gaming Classic this weekend here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So if you want to come see me, I'm an invited guest and I'm signing autographs of my book. Well, Flat Earth Gamer, I don't know. Keep sharpening your knives and keep hating, and maybe that'll get you where you want to go, but I doubt it. So try kindness, dude. Yeah, you didn't hurt my feelings, but you did bring up a good point. I have had a channel for 7 years. I haven't been trying for 7 years. I've been trying for about 1.5 years, maybe 2 years. And I hope it shows. And if it doesn't to your taste, that's fine too. But subscribe. Hate subscribe and hate watch all my videos. And hate thumbs up them as well. Show me, be ironic. But I know you won't. I know you won't. But hey, best to you, best to your family, and I hope you have a wonderful life and that eventually karma finds you, buddy. And I hope you're ready for it. All right, on to the pickups. There's going to be a transition here, I hope. If I'm not lazy, probably going to get lazy. All right, so what are we going to do about today's pickups? Well, first of all, just to remind everyone, I'm going to be at the Midwest Gaming Classic 2021. Acknowledged for the Wisconsin Center. RPG author, illustrator, VIP is the badge here, but I will have a guest badge. I'm on the guest page if you want to take a look at that. And if you want to visit, come by and say hello. And tell me why Flat Earth Gamer is absolutely right and I should give up and never do videos again. Or don't. Oh, also, there's going to be a High Spots of a Mark's Life this week as well. It's video crazy madness. But I'm here to talk to you a bit. Oh. Oh, John. That's John Riggs. We got to keep this safe. Keep it secret. You know what I'm going to do? Hold on, everybody. Oh, did you hear that sultry sound? That was a sultry sound on my I'm going to go ahead and enter rest mode on my PS5. That'll be my first pickup. Okay, so I got a PS5. I have the really cool black controller as well. I bought an extra controller, and I bought a copy of Horizon Zero Dawn, whatever the new game's going to be. It's out next year, apparently. They didn't mention that on the website. Luckily, I have been purchasing games with the option to have the PS5 version since PS5 came out. Now, I hate scalpers. We know this, man. So, when I tell you how victorious I was, bang, the PS5 is mine. And I paid exactly what it cost, which was $399.99, I think. The total bill ended up being around $600 because of the controller and the copy of Horizon whatever for February, I think is when it comes out. Yeah, I got apparently Sony was liking the fact that I had used my Sony account to stream games onto YouTube. Gee, for I don't know, somebody must know the time that I was doing that. Was it a year? No. That's how long I've been doing License to Play. 7 years. I've been streaming shit from my Sony products for 7 years. Gee, seems like kindness paid off. I wasn't doing it to be famous or even have a magnificent show on YouTube. I was doing it to entertain people because occasionally I'm pretty fucking funny. This wasn't one of those times, but sometimes. But that is one of my pickups, and Sony invited me to purchase one. It was very cool. I don't even have 400 subscribers. Wait, I do. Dang. I guess I wasn't as owned as I thought I was. Maybe I had it in me all along not to be owned. Sweet. Pretty sweet deal if you ask me. Wow. I hope that happens for you someday, Flat Earth Gamer. I really do. I mean, sincerely. Oh, another pickup? This chair. It's a Yeet a Home chair. Because I was about to yeet that old blue one out of the fucking house. I'm not wearing it. I'm wearing my Death Records shirt from Fan of the Paradise. But I did get my trusty blue shirt, which I'm wearing this weekend at the Midwest Gaming Classic, where I will bring to bear all my strength at playing Donkey Kong. And I'm going to really try to play Donkey Kong. I'm bringing my camera, too. We're going to be shooting some RetroStation stuff at this convention, because it's a gaming convention. And boy howdy, the pickups video after this one is going to be epic indeed. Yeah. So, continuing with the pickups. Oh, check this out. I'm going to give you guys a little preview. The next License to Play will be featuring this game, Beetlejuice by LJN. It's a rough one, folks, but there's some makeup in it and some costumes and some puppets. So, you know, you love puppets. Who doesn't love puppets? Come on. You're going to have Splat. Dooch Baggins is back. Oh, snap. That's right. He's a paranuisance. Oh, another pickup. My brother got me this hat. I think Pikachu is number 25 Pokemon, but I like to think that he's part of the Pikachu Union 25. So there's that. Shout out to my brother Jeremy, who also recently got me all the AEW figures that he did. He got me like Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy and just a bunch of cool stuff. My brother's awesome. Great guy. My Bullet Club Parker. This is signed by the Good Brothers on this sleeve here, but it's faded. I've washed it too many times. The zipper's broken. There's a hole in the back of it. This Parker has kept me warm and well over many years, so I bought a new one. So I got a new one coming, and I'll show that one off probably later. But I got this as well. Pinocchio for the Super Nintendo by Disney Interactive. Because this month, November, is a very special month. And if you know me, you might not. You might just be here for the juicy drama between me and Flat Earth Gamer. Not really any drama. I hope his life goes well. I'm sorry he got real upset with what I said, but it's true. Not everyone's e-begging, and not everyone has to e-beg. And I don't think it's wise to like crack on people who you might be peers of. And I mean, I think Generation X Gamer took it fine because he's a grown-ass man. He knows what he's doing. So yeah, 1 second. My chair is so creaky. Creaks like the old Titanic. All right. Flat Earth Gamer. Seriously, bro, I subscribe to your channel. Least you could do is subscribe to mine, even if you never watch any of my videos. I'm telling you up front, I'm probably not going to watch the videos where you're ranting about my friends, but I will subscribe because, why not? You can use a subscriber or two. And who knows, you might put something out there that I would really want to watch. In fact, I kind of want to watch your AMICO is snake oil video because you seem to have a very big opinion about that. And I do have an opinion about AMICO, which we'll talk about in the news. We'll also talk about some funny things about the AMICO that I think I cracked a little bit of a scoop on about the AMICO. But we'll talk about that momentatiously when we get to the news segment. But I've got other pickups every December. So there's been 3 Decembers now? Yeah, 3. So last year's advent calendar was the Goonies. Not the Goonies, the Gremlins advent calendar, where I got a bunch of little gremlin dudes and a bunch of little mogwai. My buddy Backwoodsman over at Twitch, when I sent his no price, he got a little gremlin. Or he got a mogwai, I think. I think Stuttering Stick got a gremlin, and Drake Red got a mogwai. So, don't ask me what a no prize is. I'll tell everyone later on. There's a no prize coming up for Halloween Horror Month, which was last month. But I got behind on stuff, so just that's that. Okay. But this is my advent calendar for this year. It's the Back to the Future 3 Playmobil advent calendar. Comes with a bunch of stuff. Hopefully it'll be really good. I look forward to it. And check it out. I collect Playmobil licensed stuff. Hence License to Play. Maybe you've learned that about me. But I love Ghostbusters and I love Back to the Future. And I have all of the Playmobil Back to the Future stuff and all the Playmobil Ghostbuster stuff because I'm a giant man-child who likes toys. Also, I have disposable income to buy them, so there. Young me, you will one day have the coolest toys based on Ghostbusters by Playmobil. Yep. But here's the grand finale of what I got this week. All the way from Utah. That, I believe, is on Earth in the country of America. The conceit here is that I'm in space on the RetroStation. I don't know if Flat Earth Gamers ever watched my show, but I welcome you aboard the RetroStation nonetheless. You seem to like games, or at least talking about people who talk about games, and that makes you a friend of mine. Well, maybe not a friend, but somebody I wouldn't spit on, because that would be rude. So, yeah, we'll go ahead and block out Mr. Generation X Gaming, I'm betting that these things are going to be worth something. And this weekend, I'm going to find out at the Midwest Gaming Classic. This is my UPS slip. This is my UPS slip from the Intellivision Fulfillment Center. Well, why would I have a UPS slip from the Intellivision Fulfillment Center? What would I be doing with that? I hate the AMICO. But I don't. Kind of give you a sneak peek there. I don't hate the AMICO. In fact, I just hate what people did on behalf of Tommy Tallarico to a friend of mine, Ian. Ian Ferguson. I'm friends with his wife, Vonnie, and him. We became friends over Twitter, just chatting back and forth about music and DJing and all of this other stuff. And I didn't like what they said about Ian, so I said that was kind of a dick move. And I've never been really for or against the AMICO. But now, since Generation X Gaming wanted to have a wager about whether or not these would be a good investment, well, I'm going to prove that they were a good investment. Because I'm going to be at the hottest level of gamer need. You know, that hoarding that we're doing, which I agree with, because I'm very much like a dragon when it comes to my hoard. I don't sell a damn thing back. I get it, I keep it. From my Bible adventures I got for $1, you ain't getting that back. Sorry. And I'm not going to tell you it was worth anything, because to you it was worth $1. You put the price on there, not me. Do I talk people down at retail? You're damn right I do. Watch my video where I talk about E.T. for 10 minutes. So I'm going to try and put up footage of these games. I don't know if they're... I mean, because you'd never be able to read or, like... you'd never be able to read or look at the pictures, really, of what the hell's going on in the AMICO collector set. Collect all 8. Which I did. And since I want to go the full mile with this stuff, I put a down payment. Well, not really down payment. I put a deposit, a pre-order. Who am I kidding? I gave Tommy Tellerico $100 for no fucking reason. For a wood grain and television AMICO. I haven't talked about my true feelings about the AMICO, other than, wow, a lot of weird stuff's going on. Number one, I now know why the AMICO had an event in Utah. It seemed weird that they would have an event in Utah, didn't it? Like, what the fuck are they doing in Utah? What's going on in Utah? Why? Well, there are fulfillment centers in Utah. I guarantee you that's somebody who works for AMICO. That's their house. There's no fulfillment center. In fact, they gave me the full address. Let's Google Maps it right now. This is a street view. I don't know what it looks like. I'm not doing it live. But maybe it bears out. Maybe it's somebody's house, maybe it's not. I'll add something later if it wasn't. If it was, in fact, a giant warehouse filled to the brim with, all the games that they were able to put into these little guys. Now, I have been poring over my finds like a dragon counting coins in his big dragon cave. And I've come to realize I'm not going to open these. I'm just not. Not yet. I hate sealed shit. But the reason why I'm not opening these. Number one, there's no way to close them again once you've opened them from their sealed container. Their factory seal. That's the other thing. Remember how I told you factory sealing is bullshit? Well, I happen to have a laminator. I happen to have poly bags. I could do exactly what they did here. And they even put the seam on the spine. Bros and sisters, I'm telling you, I could open these and reseal them right now, and you wouldn't know the difference. However, that's not part of the news. It's just part of the pickup. So let's see what I got. Total number of 8. And it just tells quantity shipped. It isn't a complete invoice, which, thank God, it embarrasses me that I spent this money on these. Only a little bit, though, and I'll tell you why in a second, but I'll start off the news with that. But in the collector's set, the collector coin set, that's what I'm going to call this. This is a collector coin set. You get a lenticular card with it, which is kind of cool. I think John Riggs, who will be at the Midwest Gaming Classic with me this weekend. Well, not with me. He'll be in the YouTuber gaming area. I'll be in the tabletop gaming area, but we'll both be at the same convention. Damn, I love haters, boy. Woo-wee. Anyway, he has a video, and I think I'll show you some footage here of what comes in it, and I'll link to his video down below. Please check out his channel. But they come with a card, an RFID chipped card. that looks like an old Intellivision game. Me and the Intellivision go kind of way back. I wanted one when I was a kid, and I finally got a flashback and realized it wasn't shit, so I got rid of it for somebody who really wanted one, my buddy Weird Paul. So, Weird Paul, I hope the flashback's still doing everything you hoped it would do, which is play Intellivision games. But let's go over what came out with this limited collector's edition. Yeah, limited, I bet. It's limited to as many people as they can get money out of. I guarantee you that. Moon Patrol. This 1980s classic, as you'll see here, is from the arcade, and then hopefully it'll show you some of their footage, because I'm going to grab some from YouTube if I can find it. I can't even read, literally can't read what this says. Hold on. Drive an armed and agile space rover through the wild waste. You know what? It doesn't. It's Moon fucking Patrol. And by the way, it's on your cell phone. So, this is cool to me because I'm an old man who played Moon Patrol in the arcade and really did like it. In fact, I played it at the DYA when we lived at MacDill Air Force Base. They had they had Moon Patrol, which they swapped out eventually for Jungle King. Not Jungle Hunt, Jungle King, the Tarzan version, and they never got rid of it, which was kind of cool. So Moon Patrol is basically a game where you drive from one end of a moon base to the other while you're attacked by aliens. It's fine. It's good. Rigid Force Redux Enhanced. All of those words make it sound like penis medication. And it looks like there's a fakey Star Trek on the front and a planet and a bunch of balls and squares and shootings. Cool. That's two things that I got. Biplanes. Now, this is the one that, I think a lot of people will be like, that's kind of dumb, boring. This is the kind of thing that's right up my alley because, RetroStation. I love retro stuff. And I love this, I love this artwork. I've included this kind of artwork in my episodes, and I'll show you a couple here now. Yeah, so I love the fancy Neiman Marcus art on the front, or Leroy Neiman art on the front. Neiman Marcus is a store. I think it's Leroy Neiman. Painting rendering on the front, and then the game itself looks like another game you'd find on your iPad or possibly the Switch for $1. But the games don't cost more than $10 anyway, so I get it. These did, though. I got 8 games for $150 or something. Seems like that's more than $10 a game. Tommy Tallarico selling your AMICO. It's not a word. I hate shit that's not words. Anyway, this is the game, and I don't care what anyone says. Pat and Ian talk about this on the CU podcast. And Ian, Pat, you're absolutely right. Who the frick would care about Evil frickin' Knievel? Except me. Because when I was a kid, I had this toy. Oh, hell no. We're going to go full screen. That's right, baby. You could wreck Evil Knievel through barrels and shoot him out of a damn truck and fly him over the Snake River Canyon in a rocket that crashed. I'm not going to show you any actual footage of Evil Knievel. In fact, when I was a kid, I was into Evil Knievel because, these ads were in comic books. And the TV ads were just kids playing. I didn't know that he was a calamity on 2 legs, crashing into every damn thing. And this is basically just a Trials game. I've seen footage of this. Here, check it out. But it's basically like Trials or that one Stuntman game. What was it? Motorcycle Joe or some Dynamite Joe. It's a game that came out when the Xbox Live Network first started. I think. I'll look it up. The name will be here. There you go. Bomberman. Dynablaster. On the Intellivision, you've got Dynablaster. It's almost as good as a regular Bomberman, but we've got Dynablaster. And it looks like a fun little Bomberman style game. So far, I'm not offended by any of these little games. Nothing here yet has seemed like, huh? But there's more. There's coming in just a minute when we talk about the news. I also got Missile Command. Now, Missile Command is an Atari game. That's all I have to say about it, really. That it's an Atari game. Why is it on the Intellivision? Well, because it's a classic game, and from what I saw of the footage, it looks pretty sweet. This one and Brickout look like amazing games. I honestly wanted to play Missile Command and Moon Patrol for this system. But, all right. Well, again, in the news, we'll talk about that a little bit too. Brain Duel. Now, this is like a quiz game or something for grown-ups and adults and people with Alzheimer's, or people who don't want to get Alzheimer's want to use this to train their brains to be brain dueled. But what I will say is I love the artwork on the front. So whoever did this artwork, big ups to you. Whoever the illustrator is. I love that artwork style. It looks like a 2D version of Pixar art, which to me, boom, hits all the right notes. And finally is Fox and Forest. Oops, I mean Finnegan Fox. Exclusively on the AMICO and Television AMICO. But they don't have this one. Frog Bog. We don't have Frog fucking Bog because I wanted Frog Bog. This 8 collector's games, there are 3 that I kind of go, yeah, that's in Television. Biplanes, Moon Patrol, and Missile Command. They're retro games updated and put onto the Television AMICO. Which brings us right into the news. There's only a couple pieces of news today. Number one is that the AMICO won an award. Yeah, check it out. That's right. I'm pulling it up here on my laptop while we talk, but give me just a second here. Yeah, Television Entertainment wins the 2021 Octane Award for Best Consumer Technology Innovation. Okay. For what? Adaptive touchscreens were invented a while back. The Intellivision, even in your press kit, it's over 50 fucking years old. So that headline should be enough, right, to put on your box to impress people as they breeze by your website, because that's all that's on the actual news page. But when you read and it's a press release, why do I get the feeling that this, like Walter Day's scavenger hunt, I could buy my way into and win a prize? Well, let's take a look at the article. It says, Intellivision honored for consumer technology innovation. Okay, but how and what? Making a video game console that looks like a foot bath. Probably them LED lights they're always talking about. Jesus. No? I don't know what it is, but let's move on. Octane celebrates individuals and companies who make Orange County a center of technology and medical technology innovation. What? Medical technology innovation? Is this related to when they made Jaguars into dental equipment? Is that what they're talking about? Is that how they're related? So, what is the innovation, everyone? Well, let's read. Let's read further. Here it is. Intellivision offers a simple, affordable, family-friendly group play experience no matter what your age or skill level. But I have that. It's this thing I got as well. My Nintendo Switch OLED. Were Nintendo not invited to this contest? It's kind of like the war on Christmas, isn't it? Like every year we have a war on Christmas. I mean, I'm always hyped. I want to see a war, like, let's go. Come on, Kwanzaa. I'm pulling for you again, Hanukkah. Oh, it's atheists. They came with their nothing. Gee, everyone on earth likes getting something, but man, those atheists, that's a bold move. Let's see if it works, Cotton. It doesn't, because every year fucking Christmas wins on Thanksgiving Day. All right? No other holiday shows up at the fucking parade. That's what I'm saying. Christmas wins. Sorry. If you're celebrating Satan's Big Toe Day, I'd love to hear about it. But all you other people are lying down on the job. Sorry, Hanukkah. Every year with you. You just let him take it. It's like you don't even want to win the war on Christmas. Man. I mean, I like Christmas, so it doesn't affect me really one way or the other. It's too bad Trump isn't president anymore, because I would really like to say Merry Christmas to my family this year. Because for a long time, we weren't allowed. I mean, under George Bush and Reagan and Bush and Clinton and then another Bush and then Obama. No, there was no Merry Christmas at all until President Donald Trump came in and made it okay to say Merry Christmas again. I didn't feel ashamed or bullied into not saying Merry Christmas, because it was only on every fucking radio station every goddamn day. It was at every store all goddamn day and night. Yeah, I have to listen to that fucking Christmas shoes song every fucking year. But still a war on Christmas. You got to hand it to people still trying to make a war on Christmas, because, I mean, if you're up against Christmas, you're over. Sorry, you just are. You're like the fucking 2000 Lions. Or is that 2001? I don't remember, but they went 0 for 1 year. I'm still a fan. No matter what Alex or other Joe say, I'm still a fan. Not really. Something to watch on Thanksgiving. But the whole point of this is the war on Christmas that's what this is like. Like, okay, you've described a product that exists already. It's called the Nintendo Switch. I'm sorry, but it's true. I have bought 3 of them, only to upgrade each time. When I heard there was innovation in the controllers, the Joy whatever's, Joy-Cons. Yeah, Con is right, dude. I bought 3 of them for drift. I have a whole bag of Joy-Cons right there, right next to me in a Spider-Man Homecoming bucket for popcorn. They're just stacked in there. I bought an OEM one and it got drift right away. But my Legend of Zelda one was fine. But it didn't have any vibration in it, so You don't want to hear about my problems. We're talking about the news. So, on September 30th, 2021, Intellivision Entertainment has been honored with a high-tech award. Sounds legit to me. From Octane in the category of Best Consumer Technology Innovation. The award recognizes a company that exhibits innovation in consumer technology with a consumer product. So, literally a guy who makes diskettes and one person buys them, so long as they innovate in some way, could have been up for this award. But not Nintendo. Not Analog. What about the Retrocade? No, none of them. No. Only the AMICO was up for this award, which tells me not much. Well, let's see what the award is about. Well, hold on. Okay. Oh, and they also make Orange County a center of technology and medical technology innovation. For more than a quarter of a century, the High Tech Awards has acknowledged and awarded more than 100 innovative companies of all sizes, both private and public. Okay, but who else has won this fucking award, I wonder? This seems like bullshit. No, they wore suits and everything. Look at this. Check it out. Who's that? What is this? We look forward to getting AMICO into the hands of people around the world. Really, Tommy? Me too. You know what? It's like the war on Christmas, man. I hope one year there is a war and we see a battle to end all battles, but Christmas is going to fucking win. We know this, right? This is the one thing that I love when people attempt to pretend that I can't say Merry Christmas on my job. Who fucking says you can't say Merry Christmas? If you don't feel like saying it, you don't have to say it. Don't say it back. Happy Holidays works. Who cares? Really? Who gives a shit? Eat your cranberries, suck your candy cane, open your presents, and shut the fuck up. Or don't do any of that, and it's also fine. Anyway, I'm stuck on that Christmas thing. All right. Winning this award is a huge honor. Okay. All right, calm down. And to be named the winner shows the amazing innovation the judges saw with Intellivision Entertainment. What innovation? Just name it. This is the thing with the fucking AMICO and how they're treating everything. This is an award. It's a prestigious award. I mean, not to harp on Christmas, but this award you just won, Tommy Tallarico, is this fucking thing. That's a sexy lamp from A Christmas Story. Sorry, it's more Christmas. Good God, I'm fixated. But you're not getting this fucking thing to people around the world. I can't even get mine, and I gave you $100 already. You didn't even give me you gave me a receipt that says I may or may not ever get it. That was handy. AMICO is a new video game system that will redefine family entertainment with a broad variety of family-friendly games, free of profanity and violence. Fuck yeah, Finnegan Fox. No violence. Except, isn't he kicking a bird in the fucking face on the cover? Yeah, here he's blowing some shit up on the back. All right, Tommy. Ooh, man. Oh, this is a good one. It's all bullshit. I love it. Oh, amico is the Italian word for friend. You know that amiga was a thing. That's a Spanish word for female friend. It also crashed and burned because it wasn't forward-looking. I'm not making any parallels here, Tommy, but why would you name it Friend, since you clearly don't have any? I'm kidding. Tommy has plenty of friends. I'd be his friend. He did the music for Advent Rising, one of my favorite games that nobody cares about. He also did the music for Spider-Man on the PS1 and the Nintendo 64, which I reviewed right here on the License to Play show. So, yeah. All right, I didn't know that. I thought it was just bullshit word that you made up that sounded like amigo. But okay. I'm full of shit now. That's fine. I'm good at that. Now, comes with 2 easy-to-use color touchscreen controllers. This is the part we're going to talk about the AMICO here once he's done bullshitting these people. He must have bought this fucking award. There's no way this is a real thing that I've never heard of in video games. Look, I'll cop to being middle-aged, all right? Middle-aged white dude. I've got Samus Aran on my desk right now, hanging out with me, because I hope that each day she'll provide me with extra bonuses playing Metroid Dread. And by the way, Kraid, go fuck yourself. You suck. No kindness for Kraid. He shoots out these polyps at you, and then giant bone turds, and then flings his fingernails. Metroid Dread has kept my interest longer than any other Metroid game I've played except for Metroid Prime. So, for that, 3 stars out of 5. But only because Kraid's very gross, it would be 4 stars out of 5. I haven't finished it yet. And also, it's getting kind of samey. I was kind of hoping for a real 3D one, and the graphics are just, you put them on the screen. On my OLED, it's amazing, but on the screen, it's eh. So let's hear from Tommy. The Italian word for friend comes with 2 easy-to-use color touchscreen controllers and gameplay for any skill level. So players of all backgrounds may truly enjoy gaming together. It's as easy as that sentence was for me to say. I got tongue-tied. I'm sorry. Every game on AMICO encourages group participation and teamwork. Every game? Hold on, what? Is that true? Because fucking Dynablaster, if it's cooperation and teamwork, that's not what Bomberman does. You're blowing each other up with violence on the back too, Tommy. Maybe not make one of these one of the fucking collector's games. Okay, Tommy, dude, like, I get why people, like, they say shit like you lie. That's not a lie. Well, it is. It's false. It's wrong. You're wrong. But what it is, Tommy, and this is going to bring me back to the earlier part of my show, it's bullshit. It's corporate bullshit. And you were in that system making art, like fucking music. And I can only imagine how stifling that must be and stultifying it must be to create art in an area, an arena where you're not appreciated for being an artist. You're just the guy who must bring us the score of our music to the office. And I'm sure every day you're like, yeah, fuck corpo, man. I'm an artist, dude. But the second you were given the reins, man, you start talking like a corpo jackass. Just saying shit that sounds good, but is meaningless. There's no violence, no profanity. Sure, I'm sure they're not saying dingleberry cocksucker in any of these fucking games. Unless it has a microphone, in which case it could. So you're wrong there too. Technically wrong, which is the worst kind of wrong. But not every game on AMICO encourages group participation. There are games that are 100% not cooperation, like Biplane. You're fighting each other. Even Cornhole, you're playing against one another. It's a competition. It's this kind of soft-ass language that I know means that this was bullshit. This whole award was nonsense. Games are rated E for everyone or E10+. That's all games. Because no games are really rated mature anymore, really. I mean, there are mature rated games, but do people even look at that shit? I mean, right, it's for parents. They need an option for their children to... I don't know. This isn't 1997 anymore, man. Lethal Enforcers isn't causing people to gasp. I've got a fucking Mortal Kombat 1-up arcade in my fucking office. Tommy, you're like 20 years too late for any of this shit to matter. There's no foul language, graphic violence, blood, or sexual content. In Finnegan Fox, I certainly hope not. Okay? There are no advertisements, downloadable content, except the fucking game, right? And I'm pretty sure Fox and Forest actually has DLC. Right? But 100%, all of this shit, all of it, is downloadable content, Tommy. I'm getting a fucking headache in my asshole right now from listening to this bullshit. But I still want an AMICO. I still want one. I'm the guy. I'm the guy who wants an Edsel. You know? I want one. Just because, I want one. I want that Studebaker from the fucking Muppet movie. This thing, I want that. Graphic violence, blood, or sexual content. Okay, so cheesy kiddie games, fine. Not every game has to have blood or sexual content. By the way, Shovel Knight, one of my favorite games of all time. They hardly say fuck in it, ever. In fact, I don't think ever at all. I happen to like Ukulele and The Impossible Lair. I like all the ukulele stuff. I backed it on Kickstarter for my son, and he loves it too. Shout out to David, my son. And oh, hey, look, David, your Uncle Jeremy got me this hat, which I think is very dapper on my gigantic old man head. Moving on. With positive reinforcement, parental controls, Intellivision is committed to offering products that parents feel confident about. Visit Intellivision.com. I'm on your fucking page reading this, Tommy. Maybe I will visit your page. Maybe. How did I stumble across this press release then? Intellivision pioneered the video game industry nearly 40 years ago. Did they, though? I happen to remember a guy named Nolan Bushnell, right? In a company called Atari. It means you are mine in Japanese. It's from the game Go. And you were actually, Tommy Tallarico, on a fucking show called The Video Game Years, where you talk about the history of fucking video games, and you happen to mention the Fairchild Channel F being one of the first video game systems. You didn't pioneer, Intellivision didn't pioneer shit, and this is the part now where I get to rant a little bit about the fucking Intellivision. Folks, I think that this is key, all right? This is the key point to all of this conversation about the AMICO. I want the AMICO because I remember the Intellivision. Do you know what the Intellivision was? Well, the Intellivision was a technologically advanced 8-bit, that's key, video game system that was brought out 40 years ago. I guess he's saying 1980, but I believe it was 1981, just before the first medium-sized video game crash in America. I know this because I watched the fucking Video Game Years, okay? I watched you say this shit, Tommy. Maybe I'll refresh your memory. Okay, so Intellivision was owned by Mattel Electronics and Toys. They had these little bleepy bloopy toys, and they were really innovative. They did everything they possibly could do with red LEDs going beep, bop, boop, boop. Different shades of red would tell you where your player was, and you'd get a touchdown. Or you'd move the red dot to near where the basket was, and a slam dunk. Or you'd move your dot in a ziggy-zaggy pattern using a very crude control mechanism, which was 4, like up, down, left, right, each a separate button like defender. And a goal in hockey or grass hockey, also known as saki hockey or soccer or football everywhere else. And it makes you realize that most sport ball games are moving a ball from one end of a square to the other and dropping it someplace and doing it all over again for an hour. But my point is the Intellivision. The Intellivision was a vastly superior product to the Atari 2600 in many ways. Mattel Electronics wanted to get in on that sweet arcade pie that Atari had going for itself. Problem was, Mattel didn't make arcade games. They had to in-house create better games than everyone else. That was their key. I never owned an Intellivision until I bought an Intellivision flashback. And I remember now, as I opened up and played, here's some footage from the flashback. In fact, this is Weird Paul playing the flashback that I sent him. It's called Being Kind, everyone. Be kind when you can. It makes you feel great. And it's good for other people. He's so happy. But I played it, and I was like, I fucking hate this. There were 3 games I think I liked, and they weren't on the flashback from my childhood, but I think they were. There was one called Minotaur, and there was another one called like The Dragon or something like that, which were 2 D&D Advanced Dungeons and Dragons games, which it's going to be very important this month of November, because this is a very special month, which you'll find out about on License to Play. Moving on. The fact is that Tron Deadly Discs, Mazatron, and the Dungeons & Dragons games were top of my list. Seconded only to Burger Time and Bump and Jump. Their version of Donkey Kong was also pretty good. Now, here's the fucked up thing, okay? The Intellivision was superior. It just was. And they even got this really cool guy, George Plimpton, Mr. Intellivision, to compare it in his really cool American, snobby American voice. He was like, what's his name? Not Honeycutt. Charles Winchester III. You can see that our version of baseball looks like baseball, whereas Atari 2600 looks like dog shit. And the kid looks at, oh my God, I'm wearing a suit too, and yeah, that baseball looks like dog shit. We have the Major League Baseball license. So does the AMICO. Hell yeah, AMICO. But the difference here, and this will all come around, is that I had to tell you all of that shit to tell you what a fucking Intellivision was. And that's not even the bad part. The bad part of the Intellivision wasn't the games. Games were visually superior. Astro Smash, amazing game. God damn, that wasn't in this stack of 8 pieces of bullshit. All right, maybe I'm a little mad about the 8 collector's edition games that I got. Maybe I'm a little bit mad. Maybe just a little bit. Just a little bit. Because I wanted Astro Smash or any of the Tron games. Like, come on, man. That one is a knock out of the park. Especially since Arcade 1-Up is coming up with... Oh, we'll talk about that in a second, though. I'm blown away by the fact that you're going to make all the same fucking mistakes with your little friend, the AMICO, Tommy. Because the worst part about the Intellivision were these fucking things. The fucking controllers. The controllers sucked ass and balls at the same time, as hard as they could, through a hose, and then spit them out in the garbage. Yeah, it's foul, but I can't help myself. These controllers were designed to annoy. They were printed onto a piece of silicone thinner than a snack wrapper, which is what I believe they said on the video game years. So if they got torn, by the way, this also brings back the Joy-Con issue, which is the same issue, that there's a piece of flat filament in there that gets broken easily from use. And will you ever be using these fucking controllers? Because there's 9 or 12 buttons on the fucking thing. It looks like a portable phone from 1981. Look at this thing. And that disc, you have to press down on it and move it around. Like pressure sensitive disc thing. It wasn't even pressure sensitive. It was just you press around on it. Oh, it's kind of like analog control. Sort of, except it's not responsive to touch. You just have to press down on parts of it and hope, hope that whatever you're trying to control on the screen is going to move around in the proper fashion, which it doesn't half the time. I won't even talk about IntelliVoice. Yeah, it sounded like a speak and spell who needed speech therapy lessons from another speak and spell. It wasn't bad. It was fancy and amazing. Press this first, this second. Yeah, dude, great. Snafu. Why don't I have Snafu in this stack? I got Finnegan Fuck Fox. I don't have Snafu. I got Brain Duel, Brain Quiz, but no Snafu. It's like getting a Nintendo and no Mario. Impossible. I'm kidding though, Tommy. The problem here is that you're full of shit. And these controllers, again with these fucking controllers, I don't want to play on a circle pad. I hate that shit. And now it just is a touch sensitive screen or some shit. I don't know, because I haven't seen one in action. It looks like you get two of them with your set, so I'll see it when I see it, right? When I get mine, I'll do a full fucking review of the whole system. And if I get rid of these collector's edition games, I'm coming at you, Mr. Generation X gamer. We're going to talk about what we owe charity, okay? All right. So, the point being, the controllers for the television were shit. They were innovative shit, but they were terrible. This thing is just, it's just biting off the Intellivision, and with the worst part of the Intellivision, because you're not really, there's no innovation. This award is hog shit because there's no innovation here. I can play all these fucking games on my phone, right? Or can't I? I don't know. I can't play whatever games you haven't shown yet. Sure. Shark. I have Maneater on my PS5. Remember, the Intellivision had this guy telling us, well, you've never played Frogbog. Until fucking eventually your M Network, that was Intellivision, Mattel's fucking brand for Atari. It came out on Atari, and it was basically the same game, only played faster and better. I want the AMICO to do well, so I can get one, and so I can play these games. I want to play Snafu. I want to play Discs of Tron or Mazatron or any of the cool ones updated for today. But I think that seems like there's going to be a lot of effort that has to be put in for that. And you know what? I think they can do it. I think they absolutely can do it. So I got your back, Tommy. But lay off of my boys, Ian and Pat. Well, mainly just Ian. I don't really know Pat that well. I've never talked to him. But moving on to the next story, which is kind of the last story. Arcade 1-Up's going to do it again, folks. Now, the prices on the Star Wars cabinet from Arcade 1-Up are retarded. Like, socially, fiscally, in every way scientifically meant in the meaning of that word. It is a retrograde retardation of the marketplace. You can get an actual cabinet of the Star Wars arcade game for about $2,000, and I'm seeing these for $1,600 fucking dollars. I'm willing to pay the $700 or $800 they have for X-Men and the Simpsons game. I'm willing to pay that. Eventually, not this year. I have to sell a couple more books to do that. Maybe Arcade 1-Up will send me a version of this, because I can't wait for this one, and I want it bad. I'm already on the list to send me the details so I can grab it up as soon as it comes in. Tron, the arcade game. Oh, and it's got the light up joystick. It's got the black light paint job, so that if you have a black light in your office or set one up, it'll look just like it did back in the 80s. Oh, man. Now that's sweet nostalgia. Ooh, take my money and run with it, baby. Tommy, congratulations on your fake-ass award for bullshit innovation, because there's no innovation in this pile of nonsense that I see here. No innovation that you've shown at any of these events made me go, wow, I've never played that one. Well, now you have. It's Frogbog. Maybe you need the ghost of George Plimpton. Fucking make a George Plimpton commercial. Nobody cares. Nobody even knows who they... That's the other thing. I tried to explain to my buddy what an Intellivision was. He was like, oh, you mean an Atari? Same way I went, oh, you mean the fucking Switch? When you described the Switch, you use the Italian word for bullshit because that's what it is. Stunad. This is what the fucking thing you got here is. It's Stugatz right over here. You fucking Stugatz Finnegan Fox. Your name is Fox and Forrest or whatever it is. There ain't no swearing. Well, there will be if you bring that shit to my house and I got my fucking Switch playing. I'm play fucking Mario, I'm play Zelda, I'm play fucking Metroid. You got fucking brain quiz. You're gonna need a fucking brain quiz when you bring that shit in my house. But I will, because I want one. Oh, I said I would look that up on Google Maps, and I'm gonna right now. This is me. I'm probably gonna cut this part out, but I will do the reaction of it. So it's... Maybe I'll leave this in. Ooh, it's like a live venture, but I can't... I'm not going to record it. You know what? I'm just going to look at it. Okay. 1226 south. 630 east. Uh-oh. This isn't in town. Oh, wow. American Fork, Utah. Oh, wow. Drive fulfillment. Oh, wow. Couldn't sell it. It is, in fact, a factory or a warehouse. Okay. That seemed legit and is legit. Yeah, this is all distribution and warehouses. Okay, it's an industrial park. I was just worried it was out of some guy named Jason's basement or some shit. So, God, I keep thinking I have some crap on my face, and I don't. I've been intermittently fasting, losing weight. Look at this big old honking stupid face I've got now. But this is the part. My dimples coming back is the thing that's killing me. It's like, did I get cut? No, just dimples. So, that's it for the stories today. The Tron arcade game is the thing that's blowing me away. And Nintendo upped their prices again. And they've also shut down a couple American offices here. That's just got to be a restructuring thing because they made all the money already. They just got another $400 fucking dollars for me for my OLED. So they're doing fine. And that's going to do it for this week's news and for my pickups video. Now, more than anything else that I've said about Flat Earth Gamer or Generation X Gaming, the AMICO or the AMICO games that I have, remember to always stay retro. Peace.
Throwing out a hissy fit, your views ain't in the millions, and every up and comer is a threat to what you're dealing in. Instead of getting better, you just spout up on your Facebook, crying on your Twitter bit about how bad your case look. In case you didn't get it yet, allow me to rephrase it. You cry more than my 4-year-old, I'm actually amazed. Like you couldn't even see the forest for the trees. The writing's on the wall, literally there to see. How you getting salt that a culture blowing up, man? I think there was a point where you started growing up, man. Instead of showing up, man, irrationally mad. Don't appropriate impression like the latest fashion fad. It isn't cool or funny to be acting like an edgelord. You alienate friends, pushing closer to the edge more. I don't know how to say it anyway to make it clear. If you're the one unhappy, then the problem's in the mirror. Get upset on the internet. You're a salt adult. You're a salt adult.